What's up?
Good evening, David.
What's going on? Your mic's a little bit off, but we're gonna go ahead and carry on. We'll fix that up. Late night news. My name is David Gokhshtein. I'm here with Joe Cortez, the living legend. We're about to bring you the news. Stay tuned. What is going on, everybody? Joe, how's it going?
It's been quite an evening for news. Let me tell you, today has been very crazy. Not a lot of great news coming out, but important news that you need to know at this hour. 10:09 Eastern Standard Time, or Eastern Daylight Time, I should say. 7:09 on the West Coast. Let's go ahead and get into it, David. What do you say?
Let's get into it. I'm excited. Let's rock and roll.
Breaking news coming in at this hour. The Phantom wallet is reporting a major vulnerability in the Solana ecosystem, possibly focused around the Tayo Robotics NFT. The wallet service says although they are affected, they may not be the only ones. Users are reporting having their entire balances drained from wallets, with currencies being funneled into at least 2 suspect accounts. While it's not yet clear where the vulnerability came from, Solana developers say there was no mint taking place at the time, and transfers were not coming out of a smart contract. Early speculation suggests the attack could have come from a gambling service. In the meantime, Solana users are being advised to move their assets to a cold wallet immediately. Stay with Gokhshtein Media as we continue to report on updates in the morning as they become available. This just another highway robbery, this time on the Solana blockchain, David. Surprising or not?
I don't know. Like every single time that I talk about Solana, talk about, how they're doing extremely well with their branding pitch, the store in New York and all that good stuff. We were talking about it today on the breakdown in the morning. This kind of thing happens. And it's just like, it's like one step forward, 2 steps back. Like, I want to like Solana, man. I really do. But like, you have so much VC money, like so much money has been put into this project. Come on. Just come on. You can't say that you're the Ethereum killer when this is happening. Like, we need to, like I said this morning, we need to get away from that phrase, work to go ahead and improve that blockchain, improve the products, and then we can start talking about ETH killers.
Solana has just been racked with one controversy after another this year. Earlier this summer, the whole blockchain went down for a period of time, and nobody could figure out they figured out why. It was because of a bad node. They had to restart the entire blockchain for it to come back alive. Later on this summer, they're having problems with NFTs, and Solana, for all of its positives, they're not doing themselves any favors with this latest vulnerability. With like you said, David, with all the money behind it, the challenge is how do we fix it and how do we get it into a place where it can be have the same utility and, most importantly, have the same reliability as ETH and other blockchains.
Bring in the right people. Like, honestly, at this point, with as many hiccups as it's had, we might need to bring in new, like, some people with some sort of experience. Listen, I'm not saying that the current staff doesn't have experience. All I'm saying is maybe take 1 or 2 or 3 major players away from Ethereum and put them on Solana. Maybe, just maybe, they can go ahead and figure out how to go ahead and stop these things from happening. I mean, a lot of these people who are working on Ethereum, they've had problems when they started off. They kind of know how to fix these things. Bring them in, they'll fix the issues. I don't know, like that's all I can think of. Bringing some top, you have the money, bring in some top talent to go ahead and knock this shit off. I had to say that. Knock this shit off.
Be sure to tune in to the breakdown with David tomorrow morning, 9:30 Eastern, on the Gokhshtein Media Twitter space, as I'm sure this will be one of many topics that will be coming up among the audience.
100%. This is coming. This is coming tomorrow.
In other news, Binance is dropping the AMP coin from their centralized exchange on concerns that the token may be viewed as a security. In July, the Securities and Exchange Commission declared 9 tokens as securities as part of their action against Coinbase for selling them without licensing. Among them was the AMP token, described by developers as a decentralized risk with a smart contract features purposely built for collateral. In a statement on their website, Binance said they, quote, operate in a rapidly evolving industry and the listing and delisting processes are designed to be as responsive to market and regulatory developments, calling the move an abundance of caution. AMP deposits held in Binance will be closed at 9 p.m. on August 15th, that's about 2 weeks from now, with trading officially removed off the platform 2 hours later. Meanwhile, Coinbase denies any wrongdoing in their SEC allegations. So once again, David, we're now in this place where the SEC and the CFTC are fighting over coins. Is it a security? Is it a commodity? And where do we draw that line?
Well, I think the CFTC has the right approach. I think, them being more willing to operate within our industry is a blessing. But then you have the SEC, which thinks your grandmother is a security. I mean, like, how do you go about this? You have Binance, who takes off AMP. I mean, like, come on. Really? Like, you've held it on there. Did you not go to the SEC and get clarification? Or did the SEC not provide any clarity? Like, why do the retail buyers have to suffer? Like, there are so many people that got into AMP and now they go ahead and use Binance USA as their exchange, and now they're screwed. Now they're essentially screwed. I'm not feeling this. I'm not feeling this shit. I'm so tired of, like, can we as a crypto industry stand up? Do we have any legs?
Yeah, sorry about that. In the interest of full disclosure, I am a fan of Binance, and I do hold some BNB coin as part of my wallet. And in a previous life, I was working for a decentralized finance platform, primarily on the BNB chain. So that. But with that being said, with that out of the way, I get where Binance is doing this. I understand why they're making this move. But yes, ultimately, at the end of the day, it does hurt consumers. It does limit their choice, and it limits their options for their money and how they want to use their assets moving forward, which goes against the entire narrative of what cryptocurrency is all about. So
Joe, what are we, a free market or not? Like, are we trying to be a free market, or are we trying to be a regulated market? Can we pick and choose which, or can we just choose one already? So, like, maybe I can be already comfortable with it. Because, listen, I have no beef with Binance. I love CZ. Shout outs to CZ. I have no beef with anybody there. But my thing is, Binance is the exchange. It is top dog. I don't care what anybody says. It is top dog. Like, what if the top dog took a stand for once and said, nah, nope, when are you taking it off?
Well, outside of formal regulation, and no matter what they say, every laissez-faire marketplace, every free market does become a regulated market over time. History has proven that time and time again. That being said, until we have those guardrails in place, until we have a level platform for everybody to play on, the centralized exchanges are the regulators and ultimately make the moves and decisions on what gets to play and what doesn't get to play in their field. Again, it hurts consumers, it reduces choice, and until we do have regulation, until we do decide what is a commodity and what is a security, we're going to continue to run into these issues over and over again. I don't know if you read it, but FTX put out a great position paper in their testimony to Congress, I believe a week and a half ago. And that's something that everybody should read to kind of get an idea of what the JP Morgan of the space right now has to say about the direction it's going in.
I'm just honestly, like, I came into the space on free market, and I can turn this into an hour show, but I feel like regulation only helps the 1%. It doesn't help the retail buyer. Honestly, it does not help the retail buyer. Retail buyers are looking for an opportunity, and we keep taking it away from them. Have we not learned from the AMC, GameStops? Like, the tickers or the triggers kept on going off in the stock market every single time the average Joe was winning, and it's always to help the 1%. So, like, I get it, Joe. Like I get the whole regulation thing. I get it. I understand it, but I don't understand it at the same time. I don't know. I'm old school.
It's a debate we will continue following here on Gokhshtein Media in the coming weeks and months. In other news, even though the crypto winter seems to be thawing out, more fintech layoffs around the Web3 space are ahead. The Wall Street Journal reports today digital trading app Robinhood announced a second round of layoffs, this time cutting around 1/4 of their staff. Executives for the company say the first round of removals did not go far enough to help the company cut their bottom line, and that they hired on the assumption that trading and interest in retail investment would continue on both regulated stock exchanges and in cryptocurrency marketplaces over from the pandemic years. So far this year, the company has cut nearly 1/3 of their staff as monthly users have abandoned the app and revenues have dropped.
Joe, do they not have money?
I don't think it's a matter of they don't have money. I think they're trying to protect themselves in the event of a recession. Which, newsflash, we've been in a recession. It's not going away. It's going to get, and yes, it will get a little darker before it gets better, in my opinion.
Would you not go to the staff and say, hey guys, look, we don't want to cut you guys. We'll do this. If you go ahead and take on our offer, which is we would cut your salary a bit here, and we can get through the recession, inflation, all this shit that's being thrown at us, we will go ahead and, depending on the company's health in the next year or two, we would go ahead and give you money retroactive. Like, keep your why would you let the top talent go? Why? You got so much money. How much does Vlad make per year?
I'm sure it's in their disclosure somewhere. But it's got to be in the millions easily.
Okay, so 20
multi-millions.
Let's say 20 million per year, right? Hypothetically. Okay. Can he not take a little pay cut? If the company needs to, my problem is I'm not trying to say, yo, you're not deserving of making money. What I'm saying is, this is your company. Do everything possible to keep the talent, take the pay cut that's necessary, keep this talent, ride it for the next 6 to 8 months, and we're back in the saddle. Like, I fully believe it's not going to take 2 years for a recovery. I think it's 6 to 8 months away, and we'll be fine. So what are you doing? What are you doing? What is up with these? You know what? FTX, Sam, I'm going to get on the phone. Sam, do me a favor. Just please do me a favor. Buy Robinhood. Just buy Robinhood, because I know you, being the Warren Buffett of crypto, you will go ahead and keep these people, and you would not have laid off anybody.
Also, Sam and CZ, anytime you want to come on the show, we were more than happy to have you.
What does CZ say? Remember with the whole branding thing that everybody did with the Super Bowl? CZ said, well, we didn't do that, but we were able to go ahead and now have 2,000 people get hired for Binance. So, I mean, I would think him and Sam would be out there just picking up all these people, these talented people, and putting them on their squad.
There is a lot of talent right now being farmed out. There's a lot of talent in the space. And, if you're good at what you do, if you have a vision and you want to keep building as the rally cry continues going, there's opportunities out there. And I think, these older establishments, and I dare say, Robinhood, for being a new, innovative partner that did push the curve a little bit and force some change in the marketplace, they still operate like they're a Wall Street holdout. They still operate like, it's their money on the line. So they're, in a way, I don't see them as any different than a Schwab or a TD Ameritrade, or name your poison, name your trading app right there. And as a result, I think they're going to, as a result of some poor decision making, in my opinion, they've made pre-pandemic and now post-pandemic, I think that you're going to start seeing them continue to lose customers until they're forced to be acquired by a Sam or a CZ.
I see Sam buying it. I don't know why, but I see Sam buying it.
And if Sam bought it, it would be very much in line with the acquisitions he's already made. He's already, he's already consolidating the marketplace. He just announced stocks launching this week. So it would very much fall in line with the acquisitions he has and would be a natural fit for the FTX environment.
And think about this real quick. I know before we move on to the next topic, but if Robinhood's having trouble, I wonder what's happening under the hood of Coinbase.
I think a lot more about Coinbase is yet to be seen. And I think through this action with the SEC, we're going to see a lot more of what's been going on in the dark come to light. And I'm not sure we're really going to like what it looks like.
I agree with you, Joe. Totally agree.
More utility is coming to the Yuga Labs Apeverse. BitPay announced that they will start supporting 2 more cryptocurrencies this year, the EuroPeg stablecoin Eurocoin, and my usual partner, Achilles Patterson's latest fascination, the ApeCoin. BitPay wallet users will immediately be able to buy, spend, store, and swap both coins in their wallets immediately, as well as use them for real-world payments with retailers accepting the BitPay wallet. In a statement, BitPay Chief Executive Stephen Pear said they added the 2 coins to their mix because the luxury merchant partners asked for it. Luxury watch manufacturer Tag Heuer was one of the first to celebrate the news, announcing on Twitter that users can now purchase their NFT-ready Caliber E4 watch with ApeCoin. So I want to focus on one line here that fascinates me, David. The luxury merchant partners asked for ApeCoin. The Eurocoin makes perfect sense. I totally get that. It makes sense for that audience, but ApeCoin, that's fascinating to me.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all. They see it. Look, when people were coming out and flooding ApeCoin, as soon as it came out, 2 hours in, there was some guy, I don't know his name, created a Twitter space, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 people went in. He was crying. He said that 2 hours in, it was already a rug pull. The founders of Yuga Labs, they knew exactly what they were doing here. They're going to rug pull the entire project, including the Bored Apes. Look, people that understand Web2, they understand business very well. They see how attached people are within that ecosystem. They know that people will go ahead and potentially buy their merchandise if they went and accepted ApeCoin. Good for them. They saw the opportunity. They have probably somebody who's really intelligent working for them. Made the point, said, look, we can generate a lot more revenue by accepting ApeCoin, and boom. I'm not really surprised because I'm seeing this now more than ever. Web2 is starting to focus their attention on what's hot, and they're bringing it in and implementing it into their personal ecosystems.
Well, not only that, but they're going exactly where the customer is. They're going to where that place where the customer is at, where they're already putting their assets and want to be able to use them across platforms, which I find fascinating. This is a very smart play by those luxury brands who want to continue to capture that audience and welcome the new money that's being influxed in. So I'm fascinated by it, but I'm not surprised. It's the right move at the right time. And I am just now very curious to hear in the quarterly earnings reports how much money is coming in from Web3 to purchase physical luxury items.
I think it'll shock us, but I think it's a lot. I think it'll be a lot, depending on the brand though. But depending on the brand, depending on the brand, it's going to be a lot. People that have a game plan together, I think you'll see, a little bit of a tick on the quarterly earnings, just because. Listen, Web3 is a special place, and I smile when I say that. I devote a bunch.
And something that literally just occurred to me right now, I think one of the great things about Web3 that does play to this audience is there's an extra layer of anonymity as a result. There's something kind of comforting about being able to create a burner wallet, go into a Gucci, a Tag Heuer, a Burberry, being able to use that burner wallet for whatever you're going to buy, and then effectively it's off the grid. You make that one purchase, it's hard to trace it back to that person. I think there's something comforting for that audience about that pseudonymity.
For sure. But listen, I'm smiling because this is adoption. This is what we constantly talk about. Or at least I, as an individual, I preach about adoption, and this is it. And to see, again, ApeCoin, taking flight, it's a beautiful thing. It really is a beautiful thing to watch. And I really think that I mean, you remember when everybody's going crazy for the other side meta?
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
do.
this is just the beginning. Like, I really believe that what Yuga Labs has in store for us, we've only received a sneak peek, a little taste of it. They are going to dominate in the next year to 2 years. They are going to dominate. They might as well just build their own blockchain at this point, because I mean, I'm not paying $500, $600 gas fees anymore. So I would hope that they would develop something, maybe even fork Ethereum. But at the end of the day, they're coming with something special. Again, it's not. I don't want to go off topic, but it's very nice to see, Web2 literally going after ApeCoin and not something else that's well known in this industry that's been here for a while now.
Certainly, and obviously these are all things that are left to be seen in the future. And I'm with you. I'm excited to see where adoption goes. I'm excited to see where the blockchain goes, and ultimately how we can adopt this into our everyday lives. It's only a matter of time now.
Only a matter of time.
Finally tonight, a new Web3 game will be soon coming to a mobile phone near you. Last night, meme coin SHIB Token announced the development of a new collectible card game coming out on both Apple iOS and Android platforms called Shiba Eternity. The group says they will work with PlaySide Studios on the development and launch of the title, with a timeline for testing and releasing coming soon. No timeline yet announced. As a old school Magic the Gathering player, I am all for this. I think this is wonderful and well needed. I would love to be able to trade my digital assets as NFTs with other people and build better decks. And David, I cannot be more excited that collectible card gaming is coming to the blockchain.
I'm going to tell you right now, I was never into it.
I can see that. That's fair.
So, I'm always transparent. Like, I was never into it, but I think what she was like, I just love. I love what Shiba is that protocol. I like what they're doing. I just like. I love the community. They continue to build and they continue to build, and like, it is just nice to see a meme token continue to build, and not just be about, hey, we're just like, what's your utility? Well, we have a celebrity. No. Sheep continues to build and build, and you know what? I think they'll get rewarded when the bull run comes back. They will be one of the projects that will, that if you're in it, it will reward its members. So, not financial advice. I'm just saying. I'm just putting it out there. My thought process is: listen, if you have a protocol and you continue to build and you keep on innovating and you have news coming out every day, real partnerships, real utility being built on that chain, you're going to win. So God bless them.
Well, and David, you've heard me bang the drum over and over again, too. What is the utility? And that goes for every project. That goes for every NFT. That goes for Radio Shack coin. The thing I continue to drill in. What is the utility of your coin? What is the utility of your project? If you can't justify it, why am I going to invest in it? What I love about SHIB, and I think it creates a real model for the meme tokens, is that you now have, and you're creating that utility. You're creating that opportunity and giving people a reason to believe in and buy into your project. So seeing that utility being created, seeing that opportunity, very exciting for me, and really like as I said, a model for other projects, meme coins or otherwise, coming out in the future.
Same here. I agree with you 100%. God bless them again, and good for you, because you love that stuff. Good for you. You get something to go ahead and play around with. Continue to build, guys, man. I'm proud of any project that just continues to build and doesn't put out false promises. God bless you guys.
David, what are we going to be hearing tomorrow on the breakdown?
We're talking with Binance NFT. We will have one of the marketing reps on from Binance NFT to go ahead and talk about their platform, the BNB platform, and should be a good conversation. They are totally they are ready to get into the game. They are ready to go ahead and compete with the OpenSeas and everybody else who has a launch pad for NFT. So listen, it's Binance. I mean, what more can I say? Shout out to Binance Charities. We're partners. Gokhshtein Media, Binance Charities, we're partners. And who knows what's next.
Certainly something to be watched. That is the breakdown with David Gokhshtein, weekdays 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 Pacific mornings on the Gokhshtein Media Twitter space, twitter.com/Gokhshtein Media.
And on that note, folks, this is my first time on with Joe. Like I'm scared of Joe.
Yeah.
Like Joe
Why?
is like the ultimate, because you're like the ultimate professional, man. I was holding back from cussing because I have that much respect for Joe. But Joe, appreciate you, man. Joe hopped on, got on his mic, studio lights, ready, set, and go. And we appreciate the news. I know you guys do as well. My name is David Gokhshtein, founder and chairman of Gokhshtein Media. That is Joe Cortez, our senior editor here at Gokhshtein Media. And I'll leave it with you for the final and outro.
Thank you, David. Always a pleasure to be here. Thank you for jumping in with me. It's my first time. It's our first time together, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And please feel free to drop an F-bomb whenever you feel like. Sometimes it's just needed and cathartic. Let's be honest about it. Be sure to join us again tomorrow morning, 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 Pacific, for the breakdown of David Gokhshtein. Until then, in the words of Akil Patterson, have a great night and a better tomorrow. This has been the Late Night News with Gokhshtein Media, the people's choice for Web3 news.